This might get weird.
Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Oh, socially distant cheers. Grace
Socially
Helbig.
distant cheers,
Here
Mamrie.
we are once again, week 49 in isolation.
Wow.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
oh God. All right.
Uh-oh.
I went to the Black Lives Matter LA Hollywood and Vine, or on Vine in Hollywood, march on Sunday. That was like 50,000 people.
The footage of it gives me chill. Like my hair was standing up on
It was amazing. And so I was like back and forth on whether I was going to go. I just went to a protest the day before, and then I got that thing where I was just like, fuck it, I gotta go.
Yeah.
So I get there and you start seeing people walking towards it from like a mile away, right? And I'm like, oh fuck. So I finally find a spot that's like 0.7 miles from the starting place.
Right.
I park my car. I got my like backpack like a prepper with like gas masks, baking soda, milk. It's totally peaceful protest, but I don't trust the cops.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm walking. It's very hot out.
Yeah.
I walk like 20 minutes because of zigzagging in foot traffic. I get out there. It's gorgeous. I've got my sign. Like I'm walking. People are like busting songs from vans. Like cars are in it. Like it is just like this amazing feeling, right?
Yeah.
I'm probably there for like 45, 50 minutes. We round the corner and then, Grace, I've never felt my stomach do something weirder.
Oh, no.
My stomach went go, go, go. It was like Tower of Terror. My stomach went and I went, oh, there's no holding this.
Oh.
Like I felt like that moment when you realize you have food poisoning.
Oh, God.
So I'm like butthole clenched, walking, surrounded by 50,000 people. And I'm like, no, okay, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. We'll start to leave. We'll start to walk back. Because I'm now further than the 0.7 miles.
Right.
I'm like a mile and a half from my car, right? I start to walk the other way, feel terrible because people are still joining and I'm like leaving. And then it kicks in. It's like, I'm going to shit my pants.
And you're like, what have I put in my backpack to prepare me for this?
Oh my God. I'm not kidding. Like, and then when you have to go,
yeah.
normally you'd be like, oh, I'll find a public restroom. Everything is closed because everything is boarded up. There's no public restrooms because it's A, COVID, B, they were protecting from possibility. Like there is nothing. I am walking and it is starting to gurgle so hard that I'm stopping and just leaning over.
This is like if you turn a hose on and then you try and put your hand over it.
Grace, I've never experienced this. I'm sweating. Like I feel like I just got bit by a zombie.
I know exactly what this feeling is.
And I am like, oh no. And it's all so gross. This is so gross. But
this
you know
is
when
real
you like get
life.
closer to it and you're like, and it's not like I would just poop in my pants right now. I would explosive liquid diarrhea. Like I would be, I'm literally walking against the current of 50,000 people going, if anyone accidentally bumps me, I will explode.
No.
And then I would be shitting my pants in front of 50,000 people. I am like, so
and everyone's got a phone on recording every single thing.
I would 100% be the girl who shit her brain out at a BLM. I mean, they would have had to call a medic. Yes, exactly. So I'm running. I finally get to like a business that's open and it's a liquor store, and I just run in and go, I will spend $100 if I can use your bathroom. And he goes, what? Because now we've got the glass up. I go, I'll spend money. Can I please use your bathroom? And he goes, we don't have one. I go, I know you have one and it's just not open to the public. Can I please? He goes, no. And I was like, ah! And he goes, like I was in such pain and sweating that he yelled, I'm so sorry. And so I finally turned down to where like my car is going to be parked like 5 blocks away. And it's the nicest neighborhood. And I was just like, I'm about to shit in someone's yard. Like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I've never felt this in my whole life. I finally get into my car and I look in the back and I'm like, do I pull down my pants and shit on that towel? Like, what am I doing to do?
At that point, your car is a toilet.
Oh, so anyway, so all of a sudden my stomach makes a noise that sounded like I had violently unplugged a bathtub. It literally, and for 20 seconds.
Unplugged a bathtub?
Like all the water was rushing out. I didn't know what was happening. Nothing was coming out to my knowledge, but I almost picked up my phone to record it. That's how long it lasted. It went. Like I did not understand what I was like, am I dying right now? Am I dying? Did the shit just get sent to my heart or something? Right. And I'm like,
does my body now think shit is blood and it's circulating it?
And I'm like, we gotta move because I had like a 15-minute drive home. I was over by UCB. I'm driving home and everyone is being so slow and I'm laying on the horn only to realize every corner there's Black Lives Matter protesters and they want the honking. So no one knows I'm honking at them to hurry up.
No.
I get about, I don't know, 5 minutes from, hold on, I have to pull this up. I get like 5 minutes from home and I don't know what's going to happen. And here's the deal. I was returning my leased car after 4 years the next day. So I was like, if I shit in this fucking car after owning it for 4 years and I return it filled with actual
oh my God.
Sorry to be so gross, but I have to pull up. I'm like 5 minutes from home.
Oh my God.
I mean, truly, everything hurts. Nothing has ever hurt this badly in my life.
In this moment, it's you versus your body, and you start to rationalize, I might be doing some completely irreversible damage, and I don't give a fuck.
100%. I was like, are my eyes brown now?
Yeah, exactly.
Has it been released? I text Chip, and I go like, earlier, I said, oh my God, I'm about to shit my pants. It hit me like a ton of bricks. There's no places with restrooms open. I'm legit nervous. He goes, ha ha ha. Oh no, sorry, babe. And then when I'm driving home, I text him, I'm 5 minutes from home. Please go outside and put headphones in. I'm about to run in there like a bat out of hell. I've never had to shit so bad in my entire life. He was playing video games. I'm not kidding. I parked the car like crazy. And I just ran through the door, dropped.
Like the Kool-Aid man just ran
taking off my jeans, started shitting while they were on.
Because your body is so like close.
The promised land.
Yeah.
Started shitting while they were on, got on the toilet, was there for like 5 minutes, come out, put my ruined clothes in a bag, walk past Chip, who's heard nothing because he's playing video games with a headset on, and I go, well, I'm an adult who's throwing away my shit pants. Never felt anything like it in my life.
Oh my God. I have to start this podcast.
Yeah.
Not to be all Real Housewives reunion episode with receipts, but
okay.
I gotta know. I have to know. I've been living in a chaos state of my own.
Oh no.
Who put the balls on my car? Who put the testicles on my Jeep?
Chip
and
Morgan.
I know it's someone from this house.
It was Chip Morgan.
Yeah.
Okay, let me explain myself. Chip has been planning this for 2 months.
For those of you that aren't watching this episode of This Might Get right now, I'm holding in my hand a pair of plastic
testicles.
And
they're called truck nuts.
Great. I love to know. Well, they're called bullsballs.com according to the actual phallic thing. So I'm assuming this happened within the last week.
Okay, let me walk it back. I was going to tell you today it happened. We were trying to see if we could go a week with you seeing if you didn't notice truck nuts.
There are so many things at play here because I have, since recording the last episode of this podcast with you last week, have driven Elliot's car over to your house to pick you up to go to another friend's event.
Yes.
Separate of having truck nuts on my car. That was truly because I didn't want to drive my car because it was dirty. And I know that as soon as you got in my car, you go, why are you driving Elliot's car?
Okay, let me bring you back. I have been on edge. I told Chip today, I go, I've got to tell her. He goes, no, see if she has it.
She knows.
I was like, I got to tell her.
Because I've also been... My retaliation plan was to say nothing.
I know.
And to let you assume that I was retaliating silently.
Well, okay. Let me walk it back. Oh my God. They're big truck nuts. They can hurt someone.
Okay. They dangle.
So like a month and a half ago, I'm sitting outside with Chip having a drink and he just starts laughing to himself. And I'm like, what? He goes,
classic Chip Morgan.
And just laughing. And I'm like, what? He goes, nothing. I was like, no, tell me, what's so funny? He goes, I thought of a fun prank. And I was like, you can't say that in this household. You can't say a fun prank. I know that I am the target of your prank. So like, you can't have me on edge.
That statement, I thought of a fun prank, never ends in a period. It ends in ellipses, ...
100%.
It begs the question, go on.
So he goes, it'll be on Grace. And I was like, okay. And then he doesn't tell me anything else until a week ago, these truck nuts show up at our house.
Which we've talked about on the podcast.
We've talked about doing like pussies hanging off of a truck. We've talked about like what other kind of objects can we have hanging off a truck? Which is the
only truly as insecure as I've been in truly thinking that you guys have done this. That's the only resolution that I've had that we've mentioned this on this podcast, that's the only way I've been bold enough to even bring this up to you, because even everything standing till now, I've been still unsure that it was you guys.
Okay. I want to hear your thought process. So anyway, and I go, what? He goes, I thought it'd be really funny. They'll match your Jeep, and so I want to see if that it'll notice. And so
they'll match. Thank God.
So last week during the podcast, he went and put them on your car.
When I'm sitting here quacking about Chip, going, I walked in and Chip's standing up watching some Jay Leno's garage.
Jay Leno,
and now I'm like, that motherfucker was just like so riled up and planning.
He had adrenaline.
He couldn't sit down.
So anyway, he put them on your car, and then he taped the key in the wheel.
I didn't see that at all.
Because he just assumed that once you saw them, you would text me and we could be like, there's the key right there. You got us.
One key was not even an option to me, because for those of you again that I paid $15 on Amazon Prime to buy some bolt cutters.
I'll pay you back.
Oh no, because it's a. I've still been going back and forth in my head of, am I going to call them out and say offline, off the podcast, like, did this happen?
Well,
and then 2, if for some small chance it wasn't you guys,
who put truck nuts on your truck?
And why do I want that conversation not to happen, not recorded?
Totally. No, because Chip said to me, I was like, I got to tell Grace I'm getting like anxiety about it. It's a fun prank, but I got anxiety. And then he was like, well, okay, and I was like, and I also want to be able to tell her on the podcast, not like you just notice. And then today you drove up, and I was like, I got to get eyes on that Jeep. So when I just went to go get you a seltzer, I said to Chip, I go, I don't think they're on the Jeep. And I ran out, and I was like, the nuts are gone. I go, I'm supposed to just be getting her a seltzer. He goes, well, the key's still here. And I go, the nuts are gone. The key's there. What is going on?
Well, I've gone back and forth.
I hope you're not mad. We really
not at all, because
I was so nervous.
Then the next night, Elliot and I get Postmates.
Oh my God.
Elliot goes out. He comes back inside and he goes, you got balls on your car. I was like, what?
I'm sweating right now.
He goes, you got balls on your car. I stood out in the street to get Postmates, and I literally turned around and saw you had balls in your car, and I pretended that I didn't know that was your car to the Postmates driver that was giving us our food. I did the most, like...
That Florida boy knows truck nuts.
Obnoxious double take of like, huh? Wow, look at that asshole with those nuts on their car. And I was like, I knew it.
But so I'm at Ashley's. I'm there a couple days, and I'm like, I need Botox. Like, I'm starting to crop out my forehead in Instagram stories. I just need a zhuzh.
You went a little light on Instagram stories. I was like, she's up to something. I feel like she's...
So I'm like, I need to get Botox. She was like, I do too. She was like, I need it too. It's been forever. So she starts researching, and there's a little spa in the downtown area. And she finds this woman, this esthetician at a spa, little salon. And she was like, well, I've got the bio for her. And I'm like, okay, great. Okay. This is the bio. This is how you know we're back in South.
Okay.
I'm a proud wife to a contractor named Britt, mommy to a sweet, adventurous redhead little boy, and I am in love with anything that has to do with steel drums.
This is the esthetician's bio?
Not where she went to school.
And I'll poke a needle in your forehead if you want me to.
As long as you play Under the Sea or Kiss the Girl. Oh, and I'm a sucker for anything steel drums.
That is... Wait, so don't even take her to the Caribbean. That's going to be a wild time for her.
So we go there. Everyone is, mandatory mask. I've been very safe, but I was still just like, oh, this is weird. This is interesting. People are getting their hair cut. We go in the back way. We go into her little office. And like when me and you got it done, it was like sterile, doctor, lab coats, all the jazz, right?
Very Beverly Hills. Yeah. Everything you see on television.
No, this woman was wearing a sleeveless Leonard Skinner shirt, like jeans, like gold, like slide on flats. Like she was fully like headed to like a country concert, like like Pinteresty.
Wow. Yeah. Like, she was going to go play her steel drums after this.
Right? Totally.
Yeah.
She was going to happy hour at Chili's. But so Ashley gets it done. I'm a huge baby. I have to get numbed. I'm sitting there. And as she's about to poke me in the forehead with a needle, a train goes by and shakes the building.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, well, maybe we'll wait for this to end before you come at me with that. And she starts laughing and laughing. And so anyway, I ask her, because I'm so nervous, I go, has anyone ever passed out while you've been doing this? She goes, oh, honey, all the time. And I was like, really? She goes, oh. She goes, let me tell you about this thing that happened a couple months ago. She goes, I was halfway doing one cheek with cheek filler on this girl. Right? She goes, and she was so nervous, she brought her animal support animal for anxiety. And it was a German Shepherd. And I mean, this office was like tiny, right? Her little Botox office. She goes, so I've got one cheek done, and she goes, hey, I'm about to pass out, and if I do, that dog's gonna get aggressive.
Oh my God.
Because the dog would probably think that she hurt her. Murdered her, the owner.
Yeah.
Right? So she's like, what? And the woman passes out, half a cheek filled.
So she's got a wry smile and passed out.
Yeah. So she's winking and breathing hard. So she says she goes, that German Shepherd started growling at me and growling. And this is the kicker, Grace.
Oh,
she goes, I was about to call our massage therapist because she wrestles pigs on the weekend. She could have handled them.
Oh, the massage therapist wrestles pigs on the weekend.
I am dying laughing, and I say to her, I go, has anyone ever had you laughing so hard that you couldn't do it because you'd have a shaky hand? She goes, oh yes. She goes, oh, I was giving this woman Botox, and I met her at the Botox party where I met Emily. She goes,
it's a very big social gathering.
I had no idea. She's the Kevin Bacon of Charlotte.
Yeah, truly.
And so she goes, this woman, I was giving her Botox for the first time. She had me laughing so hard I had to back away because she told me the story of the first time her and her now husband, but boyfriend had sex. She thought it'd be fun to try a backflip, and she just farted in his face. I'm like, why are you telling? She goes, yeah. She was like, oh, I'm gonna do a little flip, and was just like all up in her husband's face. And I was like, she was telling you this within the first 5 minutes of meeting you. The South is different, Grace. The South is fucking different. I took a whole full day whitewater kayaking course.
That's right. We haven't even talked about this. Yeah.
Oh my God.
How did that go? And you went by yourself, which kudos.
Thank you. You know, I don't mind doing a solo adventure, mainly because it's if I'm bad at it, no one has to know. And also I don't have to comfort anyone. It's great.
Yeah. You're not ruining anyone's time.
Yes. So I go, and it's an hour and 15 minutes outside of Asheville, up in the mountains more. This place called Bryson City on the Nantahala River, and it's gorgeous. Ooh. And so long story short, it's we get there, and luckily because of everything, the group was really small. So it was me, a girl who had just moved to Asheville at the top of the pandemic, who's a nurse, who was really nice, and this old man named Dave, and the instructor, right, who's a complete kayak instructor. You can very easily flip in a kayak, that's because it's so moving. And so you have to learn how to either flip back up, which is impossible your first few times doing it.
Yeah.
So what you do is something called a wet release, which means if you get flipped over and you can't get back up, I know a wet release is a great name for that.
It sounds like a lyric from WAP.
Right? Totally. We'll give it out, wet release. Yeah. This is the thing. Dave, the old man, apparently, I mean, God, I really hope not, but a part of me was did you just find out you have 2 months to live? Because he was we gotta try, we gotta go for it. We're there, and and we're just practicing our strokes in this lake, and I'm okay with doing the strokes. I just can't hold my fucking breath. So we look over, and Dave is by this tree that's kind of hanging over the side of the lake that looks like it has some fruit on it. Okay. And Dave just plucks one and takes a bite out of it.
No, I don't. Okay.
We're like, Dave, and the instructor is like, Dave, buddy, what did you eat? And he was like, it was very sour. And so the nurse goes over and like looks, and she's like, I think this is a very unripened persimmon. Your mouth is gonna go numb. And Dave was like, you know, now that you mentioned it, I can't feel my mouth.
Dave.
So we're still paddling, whatever. And so Dave, I gotta tell you. Oh no. So before we're even doing all of that, we've done all the stroke stuff. And the teacher's like, all right, now we're gonna practice a wet exit. So what you're gonna do, and he shows us above water, he's like, you're gonna pull this tab, which releases your skirt. You're gonna take your arms on the side. You know, you'll be upside down. Take your arms on the side and just push yourself out of the flipped kayak. Okay. Right? He goes, now you guys try. Dave, while on top, regular on the water, takes his skirt off and just jumps out of the kayak. And we watch Dave do it, and he jumps out of the kayak, like jumps into the air like the fucking Rocketeer. And I go, did he just do a dry exit? And the teacher goes, I've been doing this 10 years. I've never seen that. Dave is going like that. He's trying to lift up the kayak, and it's like a little crazy. And the instructor's like, grab it by the handle. And he was like, what? And he goes, the handle. Take your hand and grab the handle. And he goes, oh my God. And we're like, what? He goes, that's why they're called handles. Because it's things you grab with your hand. Oh my God. Did you guys realize that? We're Dave, like, what is in that persimmon?
Dave just did a shit ton of mushrooms before he came on this kayak
we're like, what's
trip.
going on? So we're like, yeah, Dave, you just figured that out. He goes, well, there's nothing called footles. And so anyway, he gets back in his kayak, and we're like, are you all right, man? Like the persimmon, the dry exit, the handles. He goes, no. He goes, sometimes the words just get me. I was like, yeah, I know, dry exit, Dave. And he goes like, you know what I realized a couple months ago? I was like, please tell me everything.
Literally, I have no idea, Dave.
No idea. He goes, you know the McDonald's Golden Arches? I go, yep. He goes, that's an M for McDonald's. I went, Dave, how old are you? You just realized that last week that the Golden Arches form an M, which stands for McDonald's.
Are you? Maybe you were living out Jumanji, and Dave was actually like a 12-year-old boy that got put into the body of an older man.
It was so crazy. So, this one is.
Uh-oh.
Well, it's about naked mole rats, which already I'm intrigued. Okay. I don't want to be anywhere near them, but I just think they are. Like, you got to give them credit for being the
mole rats. So are they moles or rats?
They're moles. I wasn't sure. I realized that's what was coming out of my
There is some demon in your body that's really trying to get out today.
I did one more cup of coffee at the top of this, and I think it was a mistake, man.
Yeah, we were just talking about pre-workout being too much before exercise before we started recording this.
Anyway, this is the headline.
Okay.
A new discovery. It was literally discovered 2 days ago.
Okay.
Naked mole rats have unique dialects and are, quote, incredibly xenophobic.
Wait. Yeah. What? So they're just afraid of the unknown all the time.
So here's the deal. First of all, think of how scary this would be if you stumbled upon it. Picture a mole rat.
Yeah. I Googled it.
They live in colonies of 300.
Yeah, they look like a otter got turned inside out and then just was like, here I am.
Now listen to this nightmare.
Uh-huh.
They, like bees, have a queen who serves as the only mating female.
Wow.
Could you imagine just getting fucked by mole rats?
Can you imagine? That'd be like if on The Bachelorette you showed up and everyone...
It's all mole rats.
It's just all mole rats
staring at you.
Were like, good luck.
They have a queen. She reigns her domain. But they also have like jobs. So there's soldier mole rats.
Okay.
There's guard mole rats that like protect, that like shield. I mean, how scary would you be if there was like
Buckingham Palace, but like underground and pretty gross
and disgusting.
Palace.
But so anyway, they have all these words. I guess they communicate a lot.
Okay.
But then each colony like has its own accent.
What?
Like own dialect.
Wow.
Right? Which is insane to think about. They have their own dialect.
So they're just kind of weirdly mimicking like human culture.
Yeah. But what's crazy, it says they've studied incredibly xenophobic because their dialects serve as an easy way to recognize foreigners.
Whoa.
So if a mole rat comes into your house, because, I mean, let's be honest, they all look alike. They all look alike. Okay? But he says if a mole rat comes from a different colony, within minutes they are recognized and killed.
Wow.
They call it Dothraki mole rat. They say it's like Game of Thrones. Isn't that insane?
That's wild. So they're just, what's the opposite of personification? Like the anthropomorphized version of the worst of us?
Yeah.
Whoa.
They literally are Lindsey Graham.
Yeah. Do you think he is one of them that has evolved and is slowly infiltrating our culture and bringing them to the... Okay.
Should I try to sell a think piece to the New York Times comparing the Republican Party to mole rat colonies?
Here comes her Medium article coming in hot. Wow.
Really grossed me out.
Yeah, no, I looked it up and it says CNN.com. Naked mole rats have accents and discriminate.
Just a different way of wording it.
Wow, that is so nuts. And like, I guess I'm glad to know.
Yeah, but if I saw a mole rat walking down the street, my first thing wouldn't be like, oh no, a racist. It would be like, oh no, there's a fucking mole rat.
Oh, here comes something that has the world against it. Maybe I should try and lift it up, not knowing that it hates me for everything I represent.
Right. Oh my God. What? So yeah, that really shook me to my core.
It should. That really should.
Oh, here's something that I think would be fun.
Yeah.
So when we sent out our last perv boxes, you guys listening, we do have a patreon.com/thismightgetweird, and one of the tiers are the pervs.
The pervs.
There's 69 of them, and we send out a little gift box twice a year to them. Anyway, I bought a bunch of scratch and sniff stickers because I was going to like put a sheet in each of the perv boxes, but then I realized I didn't have enough. So now I just have all these scratch and sniff stickers. I wanted to do a challenge where you close your eyes and scratch and sniff and try to guess the scent.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I can try. I am terrible at taste and scent.
Cool.
And I don't have COVID. So.
Great. Okay.
So every time you've done these games with me on YouTube, I cannot figure out what anything tastes like or anything smells like. But
close your eyes and scratch it and sniff it. But don't do I have to look because it has the picture.
Am I on it?
You can scratch the whole damn sheet.
Oh, okay.
Get in there.
I bite my nails, so this is also...
This is so against my body because I'd be like, save the sniff. Okay, get in there.
Oh, yeah, there's an odor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it...
Yeah.
Chips?
Oh, close.
It's like, it smells like peppermint and also like grass.
Okay.
Or like baked potatoes.
Open your eyes. It's wet dog.
Oh, it's wet dog. Oh, cute. But
didn't smell like wet dog. Grass makes sense in that.
Yeah, it smells like grass. I could see this being wet dog.
I'm going to give you one more.
Okay. Oh, these are fun. Okay, so they're not like a tradition.
They're fun.
You just gagged looking at it.
I just took it out and got a whiff, and I haven't even scratched it.
Oh no.
Okay, here you go.
Okay. Is this the scratch side?
This is scratch side. Okay. I mean, she is going all. I mean, it is like that. It's like it's got fleas.
What is this?
Give it a good sniff.
Is this vomit?
No, I would never.
Oh, it smells.
It's about to be vomit if you keep sniffing it.
Oh, that is so bad. It smells like rotten ketchup. Like,
open your eyes. It's onion.
Onion. Oh, that is not a pleasant smell.
No, it's really not. I'm going to throw it away.
Because thank God you didn't give those to the people that support us on Patreon.
It's on my hands. It's on my hands.
This is terrible.
It's on my hands. My hands smell like B.O.
Terrible.
I'm sorry. I really...
Wow. Okay.
Well, listen. I would talk more. I have a...
This is so gross.
It smells so bad in here. It smells so bad in here. Look, I have a big old...
I don't know what to do with my hands.
A bunch to talk about. I had a whole bit about dandelions, but I'll save that for next week because it smells like we are in the asshole of a blooming onion. This got weird.